I used to be such an avid reader. I kind of fell into a slump and I couldn't bring myself to read the way that I used to. Every time that I tried, I was just not interested in anything that I picked up. Recently, I feel like I'm finally getting over that slump. I'm getting back into the routine of reading. I've been reading every single day. I'm really excited about books right now. So I just wanted to share with you guys all of the books that we've thrifted recently. I thrifted this like tiny little bookshelf a few months ago, which is perfect for all of the books that we've been getting. I am reading, let me show you guys the books that I'm reading currently. I'm reading 2 books right now. One of those books is this one. This is The New Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. This book is literally changing my brain chemistry. This is a self-help book and it's probably one of the best that I have ever read. If you are somebody who is struggling with anything mentally, please pick up this book. There's a few versions of this book. I do think that they have some of them on Kindle Unlimited. The other book that I am currently reading is this one. This is called The Body Keeps the Score. It's a book about how trauma affects the body over the years, how unresolved trauma can affect your life, which we all knew that, but this goes very into depth. It is a very, very interesting book. I highly recommend reading this one. I am halfway through because I started reading Psycho-Cybernetics, so I've been reading that one a little bit more, but I'm halfway through. I guess I'll show you the ones that I have read already, and then we can go with the ones that I have not. Did I even say the author of this one? No, I didn't. So this book is written by Bessel van der Kolk, MD. Another favorite of mine, this is Maybe You Should Talk to Someone by Lori Gottlieb. I read this book on my Kindle a couple years ago. This is such a great book. It's written so well. It's a book about a therapist that goes to therapy and is dealing with her own life, own problems, while at the same time trying to help people. It's such a heartwarming book and there's humor to it. I just love this one so much. Highly recommend. Another one of my favorites, this one. This is The Help by Catherine Stockett. When I first read this book, I was in 7th or 8th grade. This was one of the first books that I read that wasn't romance, because when I was young, all I wanted to read was like romance and like, I think I was into like Harry Potter fantasy books. And this was one of the first books that wasn't neither of that. I have reread this book countless of times because it is one of my favorite. Beautifully written. I know there's a movie out there. The movie does not do it justice. Like, it never does. I love this book. It's probably one of my top favorites and I was so happy when I found it at the thrift store in a hardcover. So these are special to me, which is why they're kind of like up here. Okay, now I can show you guys all of the other books. None of them I have read. So yeah, let's start with this one. This is called Drunk Tank Pink by Adam Adler. This is another self-help book. It says, Drunk Tank Pink and other unexpected forces that shape how we think, feel, and behave. I've been really into the self-help world, so I have a lot of self-help books here to share with you guys. When I'm thrifting books specifically, I always look for this little penguin here. Not all of them are from this publisher, but I've noticed that I really like and enjoy the books from this little penguin. Honestly, I think these are all self-help. The ones that I have down here, I mean. Another one that I picked up is this one. This is Worthy by Jamie Kern Lima. It says how to believe you are enough and transform your life. Yeah, we'll see how this one is. I also have this one. This is Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. The Power of Thinking Without Thinking. I think this is another self-help book or a mind book. I'm excited to read this one. Actually, I've heard great things about this book. The other book that I have is this one. This is The Brain That Changes Itself. My cousin recommended me this book years ago, but it never piqued my interest because it wasn't something that I was interested in reading. When I'm done reading the books that I'm reading now, I'm gonna read this one next because it's been a while since I've read it, and I think this time I will pick up things that I didn't before. This is a book by Norman Deutsch. I actually found the sequel to this one. So I've had this one for a few years and recently I found the sequel to that one. So this is The Brain's Way of Healing and I found it in a hardcover. I thrifted the Wicked book. I think there's 2 books in here because Wicked is 2 books, I believe. I don't know. I have seen the movies, I never thought that I would be interested in reading the book until I found this book because it's beautiful. And I think this is originally from Barnes and Nobles because I have seen other books that look similar to this. It's in such great condition and it was $3. So love this for me. Okay, so I also found this one. This is Narnia. I don't know why I haven't read this book. I know it's gonna be amazing. I know I'm gonna love it, but I just have not brought myself to read it. I have heard amazing things about it. The movies are actually very good, so maybe I subconsciously don't want to read it because I know how it ends, but I will now that I have it in my collection. So this is J.K. Rowling's The Casual Vacancy. I honestly didn't know that she had other books besides Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. I have read those books a few times. Is she the greatest person in the world? No, but I like her books. So the back of this kind of looks like Harry Potter. Ooh, I have a romance novel that I picked up. This is called Sex and Vanity by Kevin Kwan. Oh, so this author is the author of Crazy Rich Asians. I think that's why I picked it up because I have heard great things about those books as well. And this is I Am Not Who You Think I Am by Eric Rickstad. I think this is a thriller. Yes, it is a thriller. It says wicked and smart, everything you want in a great thriller. So this book I thrifted solely because of the penguin. This is a trilogy, so there's 3 books in here. There's City of Glass, Ghost, and The Locked Room. For it being 3 books in one, I mean, it's a very small book. So this is by Paul Auster. Have never heard of any of these books, but I am excited to read them. I have The Authenticity Project by Claire Pooley. I thought the cover of this was just fun. It caught my attention, so I picked it up. Okay, I have a Stephanie Meyer book. This is The Chemist. Stephanie Meyer is the author of the Twilight books and The Host. Those books were my childhood. I was obsessed with the books. I love them. I would literally go to sleep excited to read the book in the morning. That's how much I love them. And oh my god, The Host. The Host is one of my favorite books ever. And I don't think it gets talked about it as much because I feel like the Twilight series is a little bit more popular, but this one I only picked up because it's written by Stephanie Meyer, so I know it's gonna be a good book. And yeah, I have another romance. This is Wild Cards by Simone Elkelis. This author has written other books. Those books were also my childhood. They're actually in the back of this book. I've read all 3 of these. Perfect Chemistry is my absolute favorite one. I haven't read these books in so long, but it's so funny because when I saw the cover, I immediately knew that it was the same author because of how the cover looks. I already knew. And I have Everything is Figure Outable by Mary Forleo. This book I actually got at a conference thing that I went to one time. I have Buy Yourself the Fucking Lilies by Tara Schuster. This one I did start to read and then I just never finished it because it was one of those times when I was like trying to get back into reading. This was one of the first self-help books ever that I tried reading, and because I wasn't into it, I never finished it. So one that I definitely have to come back to. I have The Bone People by Carrie Hulme. I picked it up because I thought it looked cool. I have no idea what this book is about, but I am excited to read it. Very cool book, in my opinion. I've also found The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. This one, I've heard the book summary online, I mean on YouTube, but I've never read the book, so I'm excited to read this one. And I also found the journal for this book. They were like right next to each other, so I got very lucky. I also picked up this one. This is Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. I've heard so many things about this book and I've just never read it, so I decided to pick it up finally. I always see this book at the thrift store all the time. It's also The Little Penguin. I realized that I pushed this book off to the side at the beginning and I never showed you guys this book, but this is Love the One You're With by Emily Griffin, and I believe this is a romance. This is one of my most recent pickups. The cover of this is what drew me to it. I'm really excited to read this one. This is the author. And yeah, this is my last one. Okay, so those are all the books that I have thrifted so far, and my camera is gonna die in 3 minutes, but I really wanted to show you guys this. I thrifted a sticker book. This is how it looks from the front, and this is how it looks from the back. At first I thought it was a journal because I opened it up and it looked blank like this, but as I was going through the book, this is a sticker book. The stickers are very unique. I've already used a few. I'll show you guys where I've put some of them. But yeah, this is just a fun sticker book that I was so excited to find because Who doesn't like stickers, right? This I also thrifted. I thrifted a red leather journal. I haven't used it yet. It's brand new and I like that it's like color coded. The only thing though is that it was like peeling from a lot of parts because it is like leather. So I've used some of those stickers from that sticker book and I put them on here. I want to like add more around, but this is what I have so far. It fits perfectly with this booklet. I feel like it looks like it's part of it. And I also added this bow thing at the back. I want to add more. I just haven't sat down and looked through all of them. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was somewhat entertaining to watch. I will see you guys next time with another video.